In Pakistan, justice is a luxury not many can afford. The jails of Sindh alone hold 20,000 prisoners. Of these, 16,000 are under trial. The female inmates suffer the most. For them, prison means not just loss of freedom, but also a lifelong stigma. And it's often little more than a father or a husband's suspicion that's had them thrown behind bars. At any given time, in Karachi's special women's prison, Pakistani under-trial prisoners outnumber convicts by 5 to 1. Of these, nearly half are accused of zina or unlawful sex. Ghazala's father had her charged with zina when she married a man of her own choice. With no money to hire a lawyer, she spent over 2 years in jail. But now at last, her trial is underway. She may be granted bail and reunited with her husband. It's all because of a one-of-a-kind pilot project called the Legal Aid Office.
There is no legal aid system in the country because advocates want their fees. Nobody is going to defend you without payment of fees, and most of them are poor people. And it appears that the law, as far as these people who are in jail, the law is only against these poor people.
It's this imbalance that the project seeks to redress. Located next to the jail, it provides free legal aid to the inmates with a team of lawyers employed solely for this task. Windows in the wall between the prison and the office allow the lawyers easy access to their clients. Details of each prisoner's case have been compiled in a database. It's a litany of neglect and injustice. Salina is accused of her husband's murder. She says her trial's been dragging on for 2 years because her lawyer is never present for her hearings. Shamim Akhtar is accused of zina, that too by her own brother. Her trial's been adjourned repeatedly for 2 years, mainly because the witnesses don't turn up in court. Shahina spent 3 years in jail on a kidnapping charge. She's been granted bail, but furnishing surety of 50,000 rupees is beyond her means. The dice is loaded against such women from the very beginning.
एक तो ये है कि पुलिस इतनी एफिशिएंट नहीं होती है, इतनी स्पीडली इसको जितना स्पीडली इसको जो है वो इन्वेस्टिगेशन करनी चाहिए वो नहीं करती है, जिसकी वजह से डिले होते हैं इनिशियली. उसके बाद जो प्रॉब्लम होती है वो ये होती है कि एक तो कोर्ट के ऊपर काम बहुत ज़्यादा होता है. एक जज जो होता है वो एक दिन के अंदर 50 से 60 केसेस डील कर रहा होता है, और दूसरी तरफ ये होता है कि जो प्रोसिक्यूशन ब्रांच है पुलिस की वो विटनेसेस नहीं प्रोड्यूस कर रही होती है.
Trials can take years to decide. By then, even if the woman's acquitted, she's paid a heavy price.
If a woman remains confined, bail is not given to her, bail is set at a very high figure, then she remains in the jail for a period of 1, 2, 3, 4 years. And by that time, the family is turned against her. The family is not ready to accept her.
Unlike the Pakistani women, the majority of the foreign inmates are convicts, not under trial prisoners. That's because they usually plead guilty rather than contest the charges against them, which are invariably that of drug smuggling. But after serving their sentences, many are forced to spend extra time behind bars for want of valid travel documents. The long period behind bars takes an emotional toll on all the women, whether Pakistani or otherwise.
आज़ादी एक बड़ी नेमत है, पर यह है कि अपने रिलेटिव्स के लिए या अपने बच्चों के लिए काफ़ी है कि परेशान रहती हैं. फिर यह है कि एज ए डिप्रेशन में चली जाती हैं. फिर यह कि केसेस भी उनका यह है कि केसेस के बारे में सोचती हैं. फिर डिप्रेशन का तो ट्रीटमेंट ठीक है, हमारे पास डॉक्टर है, पर यह है कि कभी कभार आपस में यह कि लड़ाई झगड़ा भी करती हैं एज ए फ्रस्ट्रेशन निकालने के लिए.
A number of prisoners have their younger children with them. While there is a school on the premises, a prison is hardly the ideal environment for children to spend their early years in. Despite the facilities provided to them inside the prison by NGOs, an early resolution of their cases is what these women yearn for. So far, 60% of the under-trial prisoners have engaged the services of the Legal Aid Office. For most of them, it's the first time they can count on anyone to fight for their rights. The office also furnishes bail up to 30,000 rupees, enabling women to go home to their families for the duration of their trials. When foreign prisoners are due for release, the lawyers follow up with their consulates for swift completion of their paperwork. Diana, who served 4 years for drug smuggling, has just learned that her papers have arrived and she can return home to Indonesia. Returning to life outside prison is not easy due to poverty and lack of family support. So the project also gives women some financial help if needed. The Legal Aid Office is a private-public partnership between the Sindh government and concerned citizens of Karachi. Its work is overseen by a committee comprising members of the legal profession as well as by the Karachi Women Prisoners Welfare Society.
The Legal Aid Office is unique. It's practically unique, I think, anywhere in the world, because it seeks to set up a service which is at the doorstep of the jail. Where we hope to see it in 5 years' time is established throughout the country. We know that not only in this country but countries outside Pakistan are looking at this pilot project and seeing how successful it is.
Of its success, there seems to be no doubt. In its first year alone, the Legal Aid Office has handled 189 cases, of which 107 have already been disposed of. For women who have been languishing behind bars, often for no fault of their own, this help hasn't come a moment too soon.